Alright, not the best setup, but hopefully the cute dog makes up for it. So Lori, I think, had asked for examples of the songs I was talking about. What I'm gonna do is, I've got two ukes. This is my favorite one. It's a Maya Moe tenor set up in low G. This is my first ever uke. It's a Cordoba 15 cm in high G, or re-entrant tuning. I'm going to play two songs that I think work just as well with both tunings. Two songs that I think work well with low G and not high G, and I'll explain why. And I only know one thing that works better on high G and not low G. There's lots of things that do, it's just that's the only one I know, because that's not what I play. So I'll show you that as well, and it'll be pretty apparent why. Alright, so things that work on both, you'll notice the fourth string isn't at any point going to be the main focus. I'm not relying on it for a really critical note that stands out, and it's played at the same time as other strings. Alright, that's on a linear tuning, aka low G. And now on a re-entrant tuning, or high G. Alright, and then the next one, I'll just keep this uke in my hand for now, and then switch it. Obviously, that was Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. Next is going to be the chord progression that I play for Don't Think Twice by Bob Dylan. It's a kind of fast bluegrassy version of it, and there's all these left hand runs while I'm just strumming with this hand. And the runs are all on the first three strings, not the fourth string. The fourth string is there the whole time, but it's never highlighted, spotlighted, I don't know. God bless my neighbors for putting up with this. Right at the end. My playing gets all screwy whenever I record myself. I used to play on the streets. I used to busk for people, and I still get nervous when I'm recording myself. Alright, so same thing on a low G. There we go. Alright, so you'll notice there's all these different notes being highlight, even though I'm strumming. It was never the fourth string. The fourth string was just existing. Alright, so onto two things that work on low G and not on high G. The first is the beginning of an arrangement I do of Stairway to Heaven, which I arranged for low G, so it's no surprise it works on it. Now just imagine if that was an octave up. Mistakes again, but you get the idea. Now let's do that intro with re-entrant tuning. We're okay so far. And here it gets weird. Out of place. All right, so all of these, the notes here, it was weird. It was like really high and then dropped to low, or vice versa. And then, well, I don't need to switch yet. The second one is, I've been fooling around with Shrake by Hosier. And you'll notice a chunk of it works, and then there's a couple times towards the end where I'm playing this filler, and it involves that fourth string, and it gets a little weird. There was some weirdness there. Here. That doesn't sound right. It'd sound a lot better an octave lower, wouldn't it? Makes sense. All right, so that's that. You can see why those worked on low G and not high G. The note just comes out of nowhere. If it's an octave up, it's really jarring. It's out of place. It's not doing what I need it to do. And then I'll do this one on this first. Ooh. This is a fun little riff I used to play back when this was my only uke, and I was messing around with stuff that was high G, and I picked this up somewhere. I forget where I learned it, but it's Beat It by Michael Jackson. Ew. By the way, I haven't played this in years. All right. All right, so every time I came back to this note at the end, that's on the fourth string. And we're going from this run on the first string. We're jumping from that to the fourth string, and it works because they're not that far apart. Oh, I keep bumping the buckle of the strap into the wood. Sorry, uke. All right, and then it's gonna sound really crappy on the low G, even though this is not a crappy instrument. It's gonna sound like crap because it's the wrong instrument. Or the wrong tuning. It's almost funny the way it sounds. It's like the punchline of a joke because it's such a weird flip of your expectations. That low note is just like, sort of barges into the room out of nowhere and says, hey, I'm here. So yeah, it seems to me, and this is somewhat different from my initial take on it, but the thing about the highest note standing out as a melody, that doesn't necessarily matter if you're strumming. It matters more which direction you strum in. But if you're picking and that note is played on its own, it really stands out if it's not the one it's meant to be, whether it's high or low. And I think if it's high and it's in filler, it can be particularly distracting from the melody that you intend. So yeah, that's my take. I hope that's helpful and informative and not super rambly and boring. There's a cute dog in the background, may I remind you, so it makes it a good video. All right, cheers.